What's up, everybody? It's your boy Donnie G, and I have some special content to share with you guys. Empowers of this world. I have got to talk about. You know, what is up, everybody? So, my cousin Faith and I, we are young. We are kind of the older part of Generation Z. And there's been a lot going on in the media. There's been a lot going on in the world with coronavirus and the tragic death of George Floyd. And we just had a lot to talk about and to share. Take your time, enjoy the conversation, and really dissect and think about some of the things that we talk about. Enjoy this video for part two.
So I want to point out an important observation, and that, in my opinion, I think that George Floyd has become a modern day Emmett Till. When we think about our culture and where we came from and how the civil rights movement even started, it started with Emmett Till. Emmett Till was like the last straw. And what we've noticed now is like this trend of police brutality, and a lot of our brothers and sisters are losing their lives from corrupt, racist bigotry. These police officers, and I'm gonna say rogue police officers. And now George Floyd is the last straw. It's like this is the last thing that's setting the world on fire.
I feel like for our culture, George Floyd is like the hundredth last straw. But I feel like as far as the nation and the world is concerned, now he's looked
Hmm.
at as the last straw. That's what contributes to a lot of people's anger, is because it's like this stuff been happening. This
Right.
didn't just start happening in 2020 or 2019. This has been happening for hundreds of years. And the only reason why we are able, like, the only reason why it's being brought to the light so much is because of social media. And because now everybody has a phone. And so I feel like, to be honest, if we had the tool of the internet years ago, like hundreds of years ago, it would have been stopped. Or there would have been a solution that would have been made years ago. And then we would have been here in 2020 with laws and policies in place to protect us already. But
Hmm.
because it's we didn't have that back then and we have it now, it's able to reach people all the way on the other side of the globe.
Right.
So,
We're gonna go ahead and get a little deeper in this conversation. We established that you have a son. A lot of mothers going in that direction. There was a post that was posted on Facebook where they were saying how George Floyd cried out for his mother, and every mother in the world heard that cry. What is your concern like for the safety of your son?
that it is, it's like the way I feel and the way, and I can speak for any mother of a black son, especially a son. It's like taking all of the sad and negative emotions and rolling them up to one, and then sprinkling a little happiness on top of it because it's kind of bittersweet, more so bitter than sweet. Um, when thinking about that and knowing that this is the world that I brought him into, when I was pregnant with my son, um, it was days where I would just sit there and think about, like, I would be happy and I would just be sitting there thinking about, oh, he's gonna be so cute when he gets older, and he's gonna be so handsome, and all the ladies gonna love him. And he's gonna be just brilliantly talented in everything he does, and just just excited about the man that I'm about to raise. The young boy I'm about to raise to become a man. But in thinking those happy thoughts, they quickly changed because
Mm-hmm.
I started to think about the conversation I'm going to have with him when he gets older. And I'm not saying older as in teenage older. I'm saying older as in the age of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you see our police officers attacking our children. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
they're attacking black men. No, they're attacking our black children, our babies. I just watched a video of a police officer attacking what looks like, I think the kid was in like 7th or 8th grade. Like, those are babies, and the fact that I'm gonna have to have that hard conversation with him so early about how to handle himself and how to carry himself when dealing with law enforcement, that scares me. And it also saddens me because I want to be able to tell my son when he gets older, as long as you follow the rules and you don't do crime, you stick to your books, you get good grades in school, you be good and obedient to your mom and dad, everything is going to be okay. I can't tell him that
Mm-hmm.
because we see in too many instances where young black boys are dealing with the police, and these black boys could not have any type of criminal record. They could be the top students in their class. They could be just all around great kids, but you still see them being pulled over and being profiled just because of the color of their skin.
Right.
And the fact that I have to explain that to him, it's scary for me because I don't want to have that conversation. And to be honest, if there was any way for me to avoid it, I would. But because I know that reality is not avoidable, I have to have those hard conversations with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there could break any mother's heart.
So how do you think that we should, as a culture, approach, like as a young mother, how do you think that we should approach these kinds of conversations with our children, whether or not we have them already or we plan to have them, or or we are in the works, like they're in the oven? How do you think that we should approach that conversation?
I would say approach it with knowledge because, believe it or not, as many of us in our generation are activists and just out there protesting and in the forefront and on the front line, there is a greater number of us that don't know our rights.
Mm-hmm.
Know your rights. Know what you can and cannot say. Know what the police can and cannot do. Know know how to respond when they are doing something out of line and out of the jurisdiction of your right.
Mm-hmm.
And explain that to your kids, and just that same knowledge that you have, pass it on to them. But first you have to know it yourself. Like, I can actually say that To be honest, before having a son, I didn't care to know my rights. To be honest, before this George Floyd movement, I didn't care to even know my rights. I knew that it was important, but I didn't actively go out and figure out what I can and cannot do, what should and should not happen. But
Hmm.
now, even with this, it's been such an eye opener. And just knowing that I have to have this conversation with my son, I need to know it myself because I can't pass down the wrong information to him because he's going to end up in a situation to where he has the wrong information and that might get my son killed or put in jail.
If you liked what we talked about in this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Join the conversation by posting a comment in the comment section. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can join the community as well. Hit that notification bell so you will not miss any of my next videos.